My name is Berrett Huntsman. I'm 16 years old, and I was born with Phocomelia. So basically, what that means is when I was born, I was born with an underdeveloped limb, so my right arm is underdeveloped. Yeah. I didn't grow up like everybody else did. My family did a really good job of making sure that I felt as normal as I could, and I got to play with all the other kids just like everybody else would. And my school made sure that I was getting that treatment as well. But it was definitely hard. There were kids that didn't understand why I had this, or wanted me to change, or wanted me to fit into their norms. And it definitely wasn't easy to figure out that their perception of me doesn't have to be my perception. There were times when people would take pictures of me and send them thinking it was so funny. They would think that it was okay to make fun of me and mock me because I was different, which was hard for sure. But I was grateful to have a really good support system. I was able to turn to close friends and my family and to teachers that cared about me, and they were able to help me get through that. It took me a long time to figure out how to cope with wanting to be like everybody else. Sometimes I wanted it just as badly as they wanted it, and I was like, I'll do anything. I'll do anything to fit in. I'll do anything to be normal. And I wanted that for a long time. And I think what helped me get through that the most and realize that it was for the best if I was just confident in myself and acted like myself was finding resources and outlets that I knew I could always lean on. So finding those people that you know, no matter who you are, they're going to love you and they're going to support you. So that means being yourself. They're going to treat you as such, and they're going to call you out when you're not being yourself and when you're trying to fit in too much and you're trying to change yourself. I definitely found that my family and my friends were able to say, hey, it's okay to not be like everybody else. Just stop trying to change and just be you. Yeah, I think cheer was one of those. Cheer was a place where I could push myself, and it wasn't easy for anybody. It was a little bit harder for me, but it wasn't easy for anybody, and so I had to work just as hard as everybody else. But I got recognized for that hard work, and it was a place where I could express things, and you can show different sides of you through cheer, and I think, yeah, that was just a big part of finding who I was. There were times when I just was so beyond done. I was like, you just have to have two arms for this. This is just something that you just have to have both for, and that's that. And I just was ready to give up, but I am glad I stuck through it because even though I had to change some things like grips and we had to figure things out, and sometimes it took a little bit of extra time, we always figured out a way to do it, and so I was grateful for that. I definitely think one of the, I don't know if I'd say goals, but passions that I'm wanting to pursue is acting. It's just something that I've loved from a young age. I saw my older siblings do it, and I was like, that's where I want to be. I want to be on that stage, and I tried it, and I just haven't been able to stop since.
And this special place is only possible because of the monthly support of people just like you. Not for me.
No way. Nuh-uh.
Not me.
No way.
Not me. At Shriners Hospitals for Children, we know the only real limits are the ones we put on ourselves.
The only way that I can really continue to do that is just be myself and share my story and use that as a building block instead of a weight on my shoulders. Well, I mean, all my life I've been judged by strangers, by friends, by peers, everybody. There's always that judgment that I felt. And so I think I've just learned that, because through that I've learned that judgment isn't your fault. And you can use it to improve, but you don't have to use it to hurt. And I've gotten used to using the judgments that I've received to remind myself to be kinder to other people, because I don't want them feeling the way I feel. Or I've used judgments to make sure that I am always being me, because I don't want them to be able to say that I'm not. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with being confident with yourself, and nobody can tell you otherwise. And so using that judgment that I've used to learn to be myself, I can now use that in the entertainment industry and use that for future. Yeah, I mean, faith is what gets us through the dark days. There's nothing that can help you through that better than faith, because all you have to do is have faith that eventually one day comes after another, time doesn't stop, and things get better. And so, yeah, faith is huge in making sure that you know that there is a future. There's always going to be a future. And all you have to do is decide that you want that future and what you want with that future. And that's up to you. That no matter how alone you feel, no matter how lost you feel or how separated you feel, that you feel this is the rock bottom and it absolutely cannot get better. It always does. You've gone through so many bad days, and you've gotten through every single one of them so far. And so just keep getting through them one by one, and reach out to the people that are around you, because they really truly do care about you. Even though you feel so alone, you are not alone. You are never alone. You matter no matter what.